What's up, guys? My name is Juan Bonsal. This is a reaction to living on $227,000 a year in London, England. That's quite a lot of money, so this should be interesting. What's up, guys? This is Juan Bonsal. Guess what we have today? We have a new Millennial Money, and this one's interesting. Living on $227,000 a year in London, England. So that's quite a lot of money. So I'm hoping there's quite a lot of investing involved in this one. And by the way, if you like these Millennial Money segments, then go ahead and punch the like button in the face, because you know what? You're going to help me get the word out, because today my videos are not getting that many views. So I need your help to make sure that we get more people on this channel. Trust me, you're going to want people in the comment section so they can chat with you. You can make friends and you can meet people and all that. Yeah, so let's get started. It's a bit uncommon to have somebody just reveal their finances to you, just like this channel. But this is why I like Millennial Money, because you get to see the behind the scenes and you get to see how other people live their lives, so you can learn from it, see if you can make the right choices like them or avoid the bad choices. So it's always good to look at other people and learn from them. All right, with that said, let's go ahead and react to living on $227,000 a year in London, England, Millennial Money.
One of my goals has always been to live abroad. So when I got the opportunity to move to London, it was kind of a dream come true, even though it was somewhat unexpected. My salary is comprised of both a base salary and stock and investments, which comprises of money that is paid in pounds, but also US dollars. Last year, I was actually promoted to my current role as a senior operations manager, and I became one of the youngest senior operations managers here in Europe at that time.
I mean, she's definitely a go-getter. I mean, look at that. I mean, she's young and she's a senior manager type. That's why she's making a lot of money. So that's really good. So let's see how her renting situation looks like.
I definitely spend a lot more time in this space now that I've been cooking more at home.
All right, let's see. What's in the kitchen? Okay, we got hot sauce. That's cool. We got a bunch of hot sauce, actually. We got some wine. Okay. We got some sodas up there. All right. Everything's packaged. I don't see like, oh, there's one red bell pepper in the way back over there, and some lemon, and there might be a fruit or a vegetable right there, but mostly everything is in packets. We need to talk about like the food here. I mean, it's supposed to be some greens in there, right? I'm just hoping that below the line right there, there's some greens, but it looks like there might not be, because I see a can peeking through. There's like one can right there, just like peeking through. So I'm not sure. I think she might not be eating enough greens. I think she might be sort of a packaged person. Let's continue.
Renting is not as easy as it was when I had lived in Baltimore previously. When you're looking for a place, the listing price is not necessarily what you'll get it for. They do a whole bidding process to be able to secure a place, and if it's in a high demand area, the price might be very different ultimately to be able to secure the location.
So she's actually paying $27.55. Oh wow, so she's paying quite a bit higher.
What they wanted to see is that I could definitely pay my rent. So I ended up paying the first 12 months up front, and then after staying in the place for 1 month, I paid another 4 months.
So she just paid upfront 12 months of rent. Wow. So that is different than where we are at here in America. I mean, nobody's paying 12 months upfront. There's huge opportunity cost involved in this. All that money that you've spent in rent upfront could have been invested at about, say, 7 to 10% in the market, and you could have gotten some return from it. But I guess if she's living in an area which is high in demand and she needs to acquire an apartment, I guess maybe that's the only way.
Ultimately, that's obviously not something that's easy to do. A big part of being able to do that was getting some support in terms of what my relocation package was.
Okay, she mentioned the relocation package. A very smart lady. I bet you she worked that into her contract, saying, I'll move there and I'll work there if you pay X amount of my rent. So if that happened, very smart lady.
My dad actually had a background of finance growing up, and he always would try to teach me best practices for managing money. Saving, I actually started at the age of 5. When I had my allowance, I had to save 50% of the allowance that I made for college, and it really helped me not only see the value in kind of having this practice of saving some of your income for future things, but it also just allowed me to have a better relationship with money.
That's amazing. And I think her dad teaching her about money early on at age 5 was incredible. That's exactly what I'm going to do. 100%. At age 5, I know that's small, but that's where money habits begin. I know tons of people that have zero money habits. They live literally from paycheck to paycheck. They worry about their balances in their checking accounts going negative because they have barely enough money. And if they make a wrong payment, boom, they go into the negative. And sometimes they never even get out of it because the negative fees continue and they just keep going under the hole. Or they have huge student loans and they can never pay them off. So money management skills are a must-have in this world. And if no one has taught that to you, as it was in my case, you better wake up at some point because you gotta learn these things.
One thing that makes me a little bit different than many students is I don't have student debt. It definitely was made possible through some of the support of my parents, the saving that I had done when I was younger, and also scholarships.
So she saved money, she got some money from the parents, and she got some scholarships. Great way. That's exactly what I did. And she came out of school without any debt at all. I believe I had about $18,000 in debt or less, and I paid that off very, very quickly with 2 jobs. So, you got to get the scholarships you can. You got to get the assistance you can if you qualify for it. You got to, if there is something that you can do with your own work, get 1 job or 2 jobs. I had 2 jobs. Actually, if you count my other gigs, I had 3 jobs. And of course, parents will always help you out. So that's really good that she's graduating with no debt at all. That's a huge win. And if you're a student, if you're a 16-year-old, 17, 18, 19, 20, any of those ages, just remember, don't get in debt. You need to go to like community colleges. You need to go to like super low paying colleges. You have to go into cheap colleges to get your degrees. Nobody really cares where your degrees are from. Nobody even really cares about your degrees. It's actually very few professions where they actually care about your degrees and where they're from. So in a normal sense, in a normal job or business world, nobody cares. And they don't even want it on your resume. They want like 2 lines on your resume about your degrees. So let's continue.
I actually moved here expecting to be spending more money and having a bigger budget for my day-to-day life. But what I'm finding is that because I'm in a pandemic, there's a lot less stuff to spend money on, entertainment, etc. So I actually end up spending about 40% less.
Okay, so this is a good slide. So she is spending $21,811 per month, but $10,975 of that is investments. So that's really good. Let's look at the asterisk here. Monthly average calculated from annual investments. Okay, so she's making annual investments. And so her monthly average is $10,970. That's really good. That's exactly what mine was. Mine was a little higher than that last year. But she's doing it on her own. That's amazing. That's really, really good. This lady is going to be a multi-millionaire in her life with that type of investments, 100%. So I'm actually really, really happy about that. Taxes, $35.28. Okay. Housing, $29.15. That's a lot. I think the housing needs to come down. She's also saving $1,329 every month. That's great. So her miscellaneous expenses, $1,283. What is miscellaneous? So travel, donations, in-app purchases, and Spotify. What the heck? What kind of in-app purchases is she making? I bet most of that is travel. I mean, but still, where is she traveling to? It's a pandemic. I don't understand. So it could be job related. I'm not sure, but that is too much in miscellaneous. Food, $605. That's not bad. Eating out in groceries, that's not bad at all. $605 is not bad, but her food does need to upgrade itself because all I saw was just packages. She needs to get some whole foods in there, okay? So $481 are going to a pension. Okay, so that's another form of retirement account. All right, that's cool. $343 for transportation. Utilities is $317. Yeah, I would say that's about okay. Insurance, $35. That's really cheap insurance. What the heck? Health insurance is $35? Well, she's in England, so that's no American figures right there. $35 for insurance, health, and life insurance? No, not happening in America, 100%. So this really is not that bad. I'm going to actually take out her investments and stuff. So her actual expenses, when you combine her housing, her miscellaneous food, transportation, utilities, and insurance, is $5,498. It's okay. It's okay for her area, I think, but it's kind of on the high side for one person. And mainly it's the housing. It's the $2,915, $3,000 for housing that's causing it. Cut down on the travel, perhaps. Overall, though, her savings rate is really, really, really high. Because of her investments and her savings, this is a really good budget overall. So let's continue.
I would say the UK is a little bit more expensive. The big things driving that is my rent is definitely more pricey. When I was living in the US, I actually Airbnb'd out my second bedroom in the place that I was living in, so that covered the expenses of my housing and my rent. Overall, my expenses are definitely higher here, but it's a big part of just choosing to live abroad and have a different experience. Last year, I became one of the youngest senior operations managers at my company, which is something that was extremely exciting for me, especially since when I started at my company about 5.5 years ago, I always saw this as a role that was kind of unattainable, and I didn't really see people who looked like me doing this work.
You know, she is the embodiment of what this channel stands for, this whole idea of crushing the wealth gap, because she's recognized that, hey, you know, people that look like me aren't in these positions. And you know, that's where it starts, right? You have to first look at something that you want to achieve, a goal, and you target it, and then you try to go after it. It's important to remember that even the people at the top have the same type of thoughts as you, where they think and feel, hey, am I worthy of this job? Do I know what I'm doing, right? Everybody feels this way. So if you feel that way, just know that other people feel the same way and that you need to just push forward and get the job done. And guys, I have a video detailing exactly how to build a brand at work. And I understand it's not for entrepreneurs, but if you're not an entrepreneur, go check out that video. I'll link it above, here or here, because higher pay doesn't land in your lap. You have to work for it.
For my everyday spending, I actually use my US credit card. I'm a big traveler. I actually have a card that has a no foreign transaction fee. So I still use it here because it has way more benefits than the credit cards they offer in the UK. So I'm able to get a lot of cash back. I'm able to use my points. So overall, I get back about $1,000 a year by using my credit card here instead of using something that's UK based.
That's awesome. She is actually getting paid to use credit cards. Okay, she is operating exactly how I operate. I get paid a ton of money every single year to use my credit cards. And you know what? One of these days, I got to go back and make a video about all the credit cards and what I'm making every year from them.
Previously, before the pandemic, I would try to go somewhere completely new at least 2 times a year. And I think one of the biggest things that's tough right now is I actually get more time off or annual leave here in the UK. And it sounds like a wonderful thing, but it's actually really hard to find time to use all of it. So right now I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do and how I'm gonna use the time. And I think it just might look different. It might be taking time off to stay at home.
We really need to adopt that kind of thing in the US because people are totally stressed out. But also we need to let people know that their jobs will be around after vacation. So actually it's a good system in the UK.
I have 2 different things I would say I splurge on. One is sometimes I will get the nice designer item, but that's something that I feel like once you have a staple in your closet.
Designer, Louis Vuittons. Okay, so here we go. The expenses are kind of trying to crop up there.
You can kind of just keep with it and pair it with different outfits.
She used to spend $3,000 to $4,000 on one designer item per year. $3,000 to $4,000. See, I don't get that. Someone's gonna have to explain this to me, because if you take a bag, right, and you put a logo on it, and all of a sudden it's worth $3,000 to $4,000, like that's insane to me. I've seen people buy slippers for $400, buy dresses for $10,000, buy bags for $5,000, right? And some of this stuff actually kind of works out because what they're able to do is actually sell it around the same price once they've used it. So I don't mind so much if you're able to sell it. But if you have the bag and it's like just the bag that you use and you're not intending to sell it, I just feel like it's just a giant waste of money. Like what? Like why? Like designer just, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like it's just literally a logo. Like if there were no more people in the world, would you buy a designer bag? The answer is no. So it's all about other people and not really about you. So yeah.
One of my personal goals is to hopefully figure out how to become a millionaire by 30 and buy a home by the age of 33. A big part of that is me figuring out how to perfect saving money. How can I allow the money that I make to work better for me to make more money? And hopefully it'll give me the opportunity to achieve these things and show people that it's possible. And a big part of that is me trying to just kind of take some tips of how I made it simple for myself. And then I'm actually trying to start a website to help share some of those tips and tricks with others. It's called Mo Money No Problem, MoMoneyNoProblem.com. It's something that I'm pulling together to hopefully help represent women of color who are trying to do their thing in the workspace.
Wow, that's so cool. That is so cool. She has a goal of becoming a millionaire by 30, and she started a website to help other people save money. You can tell that she is really targeting saving money because just look at the amount she's saving per month. That's incredible. So she's really living by example there. She's turning millionaire by 30, she says. She's actually doing so much better than I did because at her age, I was like, really risky in trading. I was doing day trading and swing trading, and I was playing all kinds of games in the market, caused me to lose a ton of money, and which sort of set me back by quite a few years. And yeah, definitely. That's why I teach. That's why I teach to make sure that you guys don't repeat that mistake. Don't repeat the mistake. Trust me, just learn it from channels like mine. All right, guys. I think overall, she's doing great. I think there's nothing really to change. She's spending a little bit of money here and there on stuff, but maybe the designer bags could go. But if she keeps it under control, that should be fine because her income is so high. And that's the thing, guys. Having a high income lets you do a little bit of that stuff and still hit your $1 million mark in no time. Look at that, 30 and she'll be a millionaire. That means without much effort at all, she'll be a multi-millionaire by the time she retires. So congratulations to her. She's doing a great job. I think she's a good role model and she should be teaching other people how to do the same thing. All right, guys, did you enjoy the segment? Did you punch the like button like I told you to do so? If not, punch it now and punch it until it turns blue. All right, guys, my name is Omid Bansal and this channel is all about the mindset and the knowledge you need to get ahead in life. I'll see you later.